Hey guys, what is going on? Payne here once again, and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Everton career on FIFA 13. This is it. This is it right now. There's only 2 episodes remaining, this one that you're watching right now and the one straight after to follow. And that unfortunately will be the end of career modes on FIFA 13 on this channel, apart from my England one which I have going at the moment. I'm still going to continue uploading that until GTA 5 is released. It's only a couple of weeks away. Don't worry though, I will be returning with FIFA 14, of course I will. I'll be returning with a new and improved Manchester United career, can't wait, it's exciting stuff. And also, speaking of GTA 5, some of you guys have been asking me in the comment section, well, a lot of you guys have been asking me, will you be doing a playthrough? Yes, of course I'll be doing a playthrough. Why the hell would I be missing out on such a brilliant game? And that should then take us all the way up to what I like to call the gaming season. It's kind of like the Premier League when that kicks off. The gaming season normally kicks off around about the end of September, going into October, November and December. It's great. It's when the gaming industry and everyone else really comes alive. There's a great atmosphere about it, especially around YouTube. I did take part in the gaming season, as I like to call it, last year. Some of you guys can remember that were actually subscribed to me then, uploading videos of all the top releases. So hopefully nothing gets in the way this year and I will be able to upload those videos as and when the games are released. I can't wait, it's going to be very exciting. So anyway, let's discuss what's been happening this month, the month of April in my Everton career on FIFA 13. At the start of April, saw my Everton side go head-to-head against Valencia in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. Wilfred Boney opened up the scoring, making it 1-0 in the 67th minute. He was always going to be a danger man, and my back four just couldn't keep Boney quiet throughout the whole of the game. It was just fortunate for my Everton side that Borman was on form, just unfortunate that he let that one goal go behind him. But that was the final score, 1-0 to Valencia, but it's only really half time when it comes to both legs. We still got to play that second leg, and that will be played at Goodison Park, so we'll have the home fans behind us, and I have faith in this Everton squad to pull off the win, turn it around and book our place in the semi-finals of the Champions League. But first, we had to play a tricky fixture in the BPL. It was at Goodison Park, but we had to play against Arsenal. It's always going to be a tricky one, this is, because Arsenal, they're fighting to get Champions League football or even Europa League football for next season. They're not looking too good at the moment in the league table. They're lying in 6th or 5th. I mean, it's Europa League place, but Wenger really wants Champions League football. He doesn't want to be playing in the Europa League for next season. So, of course, Wenger put out his best start 11 for this game. Don't forget, Arsenal aren't in the Champions League anymore. They're not in the FA Cup, and they're certainly not in the Capital One Cup anymore, so their players are going to be fully fit and revitalised for this game, whereas my players, because we've got a very congested fixture list at the moment, seeing that we're in all 3 competitions, some of the players are going to be looking very tired. But to be fair, my Everton side still managed to fight on and put in a good performance against Arsenal at Goodison Park. I did make a substitution. I brought on Hallam Hope and Faguli, looking to add spark to this game that it's so desperately needed. But Monreal, with a perfectly timed cross, picked out Doumbia, who stuck his foot out there, and the ball just went into the top roof of that net, making it 1-0 to Arsenal. Great little goal there, and it's moments like that what makes Doumbia top of the goal scoring list at the moment in the BPL. And unfortunately, my Everton side did drop all 3 points in this fixture against Arsenal, but we had to concentrate on our next fixture. It's in the Champions League. It's the second leg against Valencia to be played at Goodison Park. There was my starting 11. Probably my strongest side that I could come up with. Both Thiago and Barkley adding depth to the squad in that central mid position. We've got Fellaini lying in just behind Alessandro Matri, who has Champions League experience, so I was hoping that that could push Everton forwards to success and get through to that semi-finals. But when you take a look at Valencia's starting 11 in this game, it's just incredibly hard to decide who could come out on top in this fixture. But we just had to keep grinding Valencia down and just hopefully come out with something. Fellaini picked out Faguli. Great partnership between those two, as we've seen in previous videos. Faguli gave the ball, well, was looking for Matri. It was a perfect chance to go in front. I didn't care whether it was going to be a sweaty goal. I wanted that goal to get back into this game and make it 1-1 on aggregate. But we just kept working our ass off to try and get a goal at least and bring us into this game. But it just didn't seem as though it was going to come. And Valencia, they was passing the ball around like Barcelona. They were amazing in this game. All it needed was faith. I knew we could do this, get back into the game. I didn't care whether it was going to go into extra time. And it was a stroke of genius from Christian Towers. He chipped the ball over the defenders, picked out Matry, goalkeeper saved it. And Ross Barkley picked up the loose ball, heading that one into the back of the net. For a second when I was playing this, I thought it was going to go over, and that would be it. That would be the end of Everton's dream in the Champions League. The full-time score was 1-0 to Everton, 1-1 on aggregate, so that meant the game was going into extra time. So my Everton side had to contain this game and maybe even take it to penalties. And Benegna for Valencia, dribbling the ball like Ryan Giggs in his prime. But Fellaini gives away a penalty. What a time to give away a penalty. Boney to step up. Surely he's not going to miss this. Valencia going through to the semis. But Borman, what a great goalkeeper. Saved Everton from going out of the Champions League, which meant the game had to go into the dreaded penalty stage. Baines to step up first. Made it 1-0 to Everton. Valencia were up next. And it was going to be Muriel, number 9 for Valencia. Could Borman save the first penalty from Valencia? No, the ball smacked itself off the crossbar. Still 1-0 to Everton. Matry, the guy that I brought in from Juventus in the summer. Could he make it 2-0 to Everton? He went for the cheeky chip, but the goalkeeper saw that one coming from a mile off. So it's still 1-0 to Everton. Boney was up next for Valencia. Could he make this one count? He did make it count this time around as he missed the first penalty in extra time. It was now 1-1 on penalties, and Tarat was up next for Everton. Could he put them into the lead? He did. He made it 2-1, and this penalty shootout was just getting started. Guardado for Valencia. Could Borman save this? He went the right way, but the ball just seeped past Borman into the top corner. Kevin Morales was up next for Everton. He had to score this, otherwise Valencia could go in front for the first time in this penalty shootout, but he made it 3-2 with ease, looking confident as ever. But Pereira was up next for Valencia. Could he make it 3-3? Yes, he did. Straight down the middle. Borman went the wrong way, and Valencia were looking good. Christian Towers was up next for Everton, the guy that I brought back from Barcelona to Goodison Park. And what a great penalty, straight down the middle, bursting that net almost, making it 4-3. This was it. If Pereira for Valencia missed this, Everton would be going through to the semis, or if he scored it, Valencia would continue in this penalty shootout. It could go on all night, this could, but Pereira stepped up and made it 4-4. So the penalty shootout would have to continue. And up next for Everton was Marouane Fellaini, the new signing for Manchester United in real life. Fellaini for Everton made it 5-4. So my Everton side still had the upper hand in this penalty shootout. But once again, it was the same procedure. If Benega missed this penalty, Everton would be going through to the semis. He wanted to make sure that didn't happen. He stepped up looking confident that he was going to score, and that's exactly what he did. It was 5-5 on penalties. It did seem when I was playing this it was going to go on all night. Heitinger, my centre-back, who was the next player up, and he made it 6-5. Still got that upper hand, my Everton players, and this was it. If, again, it's the same procedure. It just keeps going on like this, and Piatti was up next for Valencia. Could he score it? Could Borman save it? Borman saved it with his right hand, knocking it away from the goal. Everton are going through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. There is just no rest for the wicked after that tough fixture in the Champions League second leg quarterfinals against Valencia. This Everton side had to then go on and play Tottenham Hotspurs in the Premier League. They're doing amazing. They're on an amazing run of form at the moment, Tottenham in the BPL. So we had our work cut out. Players looking very tired for this game as well because we played midweek against Valencia. Here was Tottenham's starting 11. Best starting 11 they could probably come up with there. So it was always going to be a tricky fixture, this one. But I had the faith. I always have the faith that we can pull off the win and continue our good run of form in the BPL. In the game though, Matry found Fellaini in bags of space. Everton 1-0 up within 10 minutes of play. What a great start to the game. But Tottenham, they wasn't going to back down and just be quiet and just sit back in defence. They were going to keep pushing forwards as well. They wanted to get back into this game, get some European football for next season, the same as Arsenal. My Everton side just needed to be careful of complacency. We didn't need that hitting our team as the game comes into the second half. But Adebayor for Tottenham made it 1-1 in the 50th minute. That was the full-time score. Not much else happened. It was a pretty dull game. It was always going to be a dull game after some of the players were looking tired, so we just had to play the ball around the pitch, just kick it around like it was a Sunday game. And so we just walk away with 1 point from Goodison Park. So there is the league table as it stands. Everton level on points with Chelsea after drawing against Tottenham. Only 8 games remain with 67 points apiece. It's going to be very tricky as we come to the end of the BPL season. There was my starting 11 to go through Stoke, hoping to pick up those 3 points. We cannot have complacency now in this squad as we come to the end. We just can't do it. We can't go through a blip. We can't afford to do it. Otherwise we won't be lifting that trophy. That's my main priority this season, is to get that trophy to Goodison Park, the BPL trophy. Imagine that. It's going to be great as long as we keep up our good run of form at the moment. So in this game against Stoke, we had a great chance. Pienaar with a half volley almost made it through to goal, but Huth brought down Pienaar in that box. And the referee came storming into the box saying, yep, that's a penalty. Can't see how that was a penalty, to be honest. He was only just pushed to the floor as he went for a shot. And so Pienaar stepped up to take it, seeing that he won it. And he made it 1-0 to Everton in the 24th minute. Great way to start the game. That was not only going to put pressure on Stoke, it was going to put pressure on Chelsea as well. They will need to keep winning too if they want to be lifting that Premier League trophy at the end of the season. But in the second half, as soon as we restarted, Ross Barkley had a great chance. Defender blocked it, but on the rebound there, he made it count and made it 2-0 to Everton in the 51st minute. What a great goal as well, just sneaking past the goalkeeper, bouncing off the crossbar. Very lucky indeed, and a great goal. We move on to our next fixture. Everton are back at Wembley. I could get used to this, against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. If we could pull off a win against Wolverhampton Wanderers, this Everton side will indeed be returning to Wembley in just a month's time. There was Wolves starting 11 going for the traditional 4-4-2 formation, whereas I stick with my 4-2-3-1 formation. It's working out just fine for me. Jordan Ayew returned to the squad in this fixture with Fellaini just lying behind him and Ola John and Feghouli flanking them both on the wings. Thiago, I did choose him for this game, but recently, every game that I have been starting him, he hasn't been at full fitness. So this Everton side, we just need a rest. Give us a rest from all these fixtures. At the moment, it just seems as though there's a game every other day. It's so congested at the moment, the fixture list. But we're still managing to keep up our high rate of performance. Feghouli made it 1-0, but what a great goal. Very tight angle. Not very often you see goals scored from that position, but Feghouli managed to pull it off, making it 1-0 at Wembley. Great start to this game. Great first half as well. In the second half, pretty much as soon as we kicked off to restart the game, Wolves had a corner, but my Everton side were on the counter. Feghouli gave the ball to Fellaini. He could see him running into space, making himself known. And Jordan Ayew, what a great chance to make it 2-0. Ball bounced off the crossbar, but on the rebound, Jordan Ayew got his goal after returning to the squad, making it 2-0. And this Everton side will indeed be returning to Wembley in May for the FA Cup final. We move on to our next fixture, guys, and we've been drawn against Borussia Dortmund in the semi-finals of the Champions League. This is the first leg. It's to be played away, so we have that advantage. And this is probably the first tough side that my Everton side have actually come up against in the Champions League, and what a time to come up against it, but in the semi-finals. I must say though, the draw in the Champions League has been kind of kind to my Everton side. I mean, we haven't been drawn against the likes of AC Milan, Barcelona or Real Madrid yet. It's just been great, but I knew Borussia Dortmund were going to be putting up one hell of a challenge because they want to get through to the final, and they also have the depth in their squad to make sure that they can do that as well. They have the likes of Strootman, they've got Royce, they've got Lewandowski, Hummels, all amazing world-class players, and it was just going to be a very difficult fixture. and Dortmund did indeed open up the scoring. It was 1-0 to them. We was going to find it difficult. Tarat with a thunderous shot, rattles off the crossbar. I was just so disappointed that one didn't go into the back of the net and grab Everton an away goal. And it was just looking in the second half as the game was drawing close to an end that Dortmund were going to get a second goal, and that was going to be it. It was going to be incredibly hard then come the second leg at Goodison Park to get back into this one and go through to the finals of the Champions League. But with 5 minutes remaining of the game, Feghouli, totally open, picks out Fellaini, who made it 1-1. Away goal for Everton in the 86th minute. Bring on Goodison Park, bring on the second leg. I can't wait. Can this Everton side really go through to the finals of the Champions League? That's one of my main priorities, as well as the Premier League. And what a great goal. Diving header, picked out perfectly by Feghouli. They are just a great partnership, those two. That was the final score. What a great game for Everton, and Everton fans as well, I'm sure, would be revelling in this one. Whereas the Dortmund fans, I think, would probably be disappointed that they couldn't beat this Everton side. Well, tough luck. Our next fixture was again in the BPL. It was against Nottingham Forest, and Fellaini got the one and only goal in this game in the 86th minute, again, just like he did against Dortmund. But this time, the Everton side walked away with a win, not a draw. What a great goal as well. Just rolling the ball across the ground, and it just slipped under the goalkeeper's arm. And that was it. 1-0, 3 points to Everton. And there is the league table. After that game against Nottingham, gotta feel sorry for them. They've only won one game this season, which sees them at the bottom of the league table. But Everton are still level on points with Chelsea. They're not giving up, and neither is this Everton side. No way. So anyway, guys, this is it. Our final fixture of this video was to be played against Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League. So all this Everton side had to do was hold on to a 0-0 draw or even get a goal, and they would be going through to the final of the Champions League, whether it be against Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. What a great game that would be to watch and also to play, of course. But early on in this game, 5 minutes in, Fellaini almost opened up the scoring as the ball just goes wide of the post. I think the goalkeeper had that one covered, but we had to be very cautious with Dortmund's attack because they can be very dangerous, as we know, not only on FIFA 13 but in real life as well. Royce almost made it 1-0 in the game as the ball just hammered off the post. So lucky there, Borman. Thiago, what a great shot. It was destined for the top corner there, but the goalkeeper just plucked it out of midair. And Fellaini again with the corner, using his height to his advantage, almost made it 1-0 to Everton. It was so non-stop action from both sides, just attacking right, left and centre. I really enjoyed playing this one against Dortmund. There was a lot on the line, of course, because whoever won this, whoever's got the goal, could hold on to it, contain the game, and go through to the final of the Champions League. And Dortmund were looking more likely to do that. Royce, right on the 90th minute, looked to make it 1-0, but Borman with a great save. And my defenders managed to clear the danger. And there we go, guys. The final score, it was 0-0, 1-1 on aggregate, which meant my Everton side are going through to the Champions League final to play against either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. What a great feeling. You've got to believe this Everton side can win all three major trophies this season. Take a look at that. There is your confirmation. We will be playing Real Madrid in the Champions League final. What a great final that is going to be. Not too sure whether I will do a live commentary full game for that one, guys. Let me know in the comments section below. So there we have it, guys. That is the end of this video, unfortunately. I will leave you all with the squad report. I do hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Links can be found in the description below. And I will see you all in the season finale of my Everton career on FIFA 13. See you soon.